Hey, welcome back. Today, we're going to do something really cool. We're going to take a totally standard microscope view and transform it into something absolutely spectacular. And we're going to do it using just a few simple household items. Ready to see the microscopic world in a whole new light? Let's get started. Okay, just look at this difference. Seriously. On the left, you've got your standard view of some Spirogyra algae. It's fine, kind of transparent, a little washed out. But on the right, that is the exact same algae. Now it's glowing like a neon sign against a pitch-black background. And the best part? This incredible image was made with a super simple, homemade filter. So the big question is, how do you get this amazing view for yourself, basically for free? Well, you're about to learn the secret, and trust me, it's way easier than you think. So how is this even possible? Well, the secret lies in a really clever technique called optical staining. This is what lets us see all these incredible details without using a single drop of chemical dye. Now, this isn't just about, slapping a blue filter on everything. Optical staining is way smarter. It uses special filters to actually manipulate the light itself. It changes the color of your specimen against its background, which makes all those normally invisible details just pop right out. The physics behind this whole effect is actually surprisingly simple. So let's take a quick look at the science of light, and specifically, a method called dark field illumination. It really all comes down to this simple light path. First, we use a filter with a black dot in the middle. It's called a patch stop, and that blocks all the main direct light from the lamp. This means only the light from the very edges can sneak through. Then, that side light hits your specimen, scatters up into the objective lens, and boom, your specimen is the only thing that lights up. The best way to think about this is like seeing dust floating in a sunbeam in a dark room. You've seen that, right? The little particles just seem to glow against the darkness. That's because you aren't seeing the sunbeam itself. You're only seeing the light that those tiny particles scatter. It is the exact same thing happening here in the microscope. All right, time to head to the workshop. Let's get your own DIY filter lab set up. We're about to use some really simple, everyday stuff to get these incredible, professional-looking results. So here's your toolkit. You're not going to believe this. All you really need is some clear plastic, maybe from an old CD case, a little piece of cardboard, some heat-resistant transparent foil, dark nail polish, and a few felt tip pens. That's literally it. You are ready to start inventing. Okay, method number one is the easiest. Just cut a little disc out of a clear CD case so it fits in your microscope's filter holder. Then, take a black marker and just draw a solid circle right in the center. Now, the absolute key here is to make sure that dot is totally, completely black and opaque. You can't have any light leaking through it. Want something a little more durable? Try the nail polish method. Take your clear disc and use a piece of tape to make a little circular mask in the middle. Then put a really thick drop of dark nail polish on it, and this part is super important, you have to let it dry for a full 2 days. Once it's rock solid, you can carefully peel off that tape and you'll have a perfect, long-lasting filter. Okay, ready to try a more advanced technique? To make an oblique illumination filter, you're going to cut a shape out of cardboard that blocks not just the center, but also one whole side. What this does is it forces the light to hit your specimen from just a single angle, which creates these amazing shadows and a stunning 3D effect. The source actually calls this a poor man's DIC because it mimics a really expensive professional technique for revealing texture and depth. Of course, part of any good experiment is figuring out what doesn't work. So let's go over a few lessons learned from some failed attempts so you can avoid some of these common pitfalls in your own lab. So here are 3 big things to watch out for. First, if that central dot on your filter isn't totally black, the super intense lamplight is going to leak right through and just wash everything out. Also, try to avoid shiny materials. They can actually reflect heat back down into the lamp and cause it to overheat. And finally, if you're making colored filters, remember this. The center color has to be darker than the edge color. That's the secret to getting that beautiful contrast. So after all that experimenting, what's the payoff? Was it worth it? Oh yeah. Let's take a look at the stunning results and see how these filters take a view from flat to totally fantastic. So check this out. This is the power of a technique called Reinberg illumination. On the left, yeah, it's the normal view, but with a simple DIY colored filter, one with a dark center and colored edges, look at the right. The algae now has these vibrant yellow chloroplasts set against a deep blue background. It literally turns a science slide into a piece of art. And here is our simple dark field filter in action. The standard view is fine, but look at the image on the right. The algae is just glowing with razor-sharp detail against that pure black background. The most important thing here is that incredible contrast. It makes these almost invisible structures just leap out at you. And finally, check out this 3D effect. The normal bright field view is completely flat, right? But our oblique illumination filter creates these shadows that give the algae a real sense of depth and texture. You can actually see how the spiral structures almost seem to jump off the slide. It's amazing. So you've seen the science, you've seen the methods, and you've seen the incredible results. Now it's your turn to get in there, get creative, and unleash your inner scientist. Here's a quick little checklist to get you started. First thing, just check if your microscope has a filter holder. Then don't be afraid to experiment with the size of that central black dot. Play around, try different materials, different colors, different patterns, and just remember, a lot of the time, the very best results come from finding that perfect filter for your specific specimen. You know, the source material really captures the spirit of this whole project perfectly with this one piece of advice. There are endless possibilities. I simply would encourage you to try it out. Honestly, try it out. It's all about just getting your hands dirty and discovering things for yourself. We've just given you the keys to unlock a whole new dimension of the microscopic universe. So the only question left is, what new worlds will you discover?